My name's Charlotte Hannibal. I had meningitis when I was 18. I am 24 now. Gosh, that seems like such a long time ago. I think I'd been in hospital for maybe 3 to 4 weeks, and I was awake from an induced coma that I'd been put into to help battle the illness at the time in the very beginning stages. And I was told that I was going to have amputations. I was able to have the conversation with the consultant and say, okay, well, what does this mean for my life further down the line? How will my life have to be adapted for the amputations themselves? What will be different? But your instinct is, what do I use my legs for? Am I going to lose those functions? And it's such a strange conversation to have. But looking back, the fact that that consultant was able to have that conversation with me was huge, because I was then able to process the information and understand that life doesn't stop after amputation. So then I was able to go forward with the operation in a better state of mind.
Hello, I'm Mike, and in late 2017, I contracted meningitis W. So I was just about as athletic a man as you could be, approaching 60 at the time, racket sports, lots of walking, natural energy, taking the stairs 2 at a time. But I got meningitis on Christmas Eve, and sepsis followed straight away, along with 10 weeks in intensive care.
Since then, I've been dealing with a number of after effects, including chronic kidney failure, amputations of more than one limb, and mental health issues have come along with it as what people would probably see as a smaller after effect. But for me, it's something that has affected my day-to-day life rather than things that might only crop up now and again. So I think I'm quite fortunate that my physical health conditions have taken a nice plateau, and now it's just the day-to-day smaller things that feel like the big ones.
In hospital, my time in hospital, it was really my family that had it tough. They had 2.5 months of me in intensive care, whilst I was really out of it. My vital functions were taken over. I was largely unaware of what was going on, whereas my wife, Julie, and my grown-up son, Rory, had to be told several times, Mike won't make it. Make sure you tell him everything you need to. I survived, and Julie visited me for 111 days in a row. So I'm so grateful to survive, and somehow knew at the time that I needed amputations to get better. I now know how lucky I am for most of my organs to survive with me, although I'm down to about 1/5 of a kidney. I'm off dialysis, on a restricted diet, regular blood tests, but very lucky. So what about recovery? What about after hospital and rehabilitation? Well, I was determined at the outset to be the best version of me that I could be, to go to rehabilitation and work hard at everything in order to be as independent as possible, to surprise people and lift as much burden as I could off my family. I had 2 months at Roehampton. I went in on a wheelchair and I walked out on my new legs. And it's been 3 years now since losing my legs and hands. And that's been 3 years of understanding and acceptance, and somehow much greater compassion on my part.